Good morning, welcome to today's stream. A week full of streams this week, so if you managed to miss yesterday's and you're new to this channel, then you'll be able to jump in and miss one. As ever, we will go through some Bitcoin price analysis start, go through some of the majors, have a look at some news, and then we'll have a look at some other altcoins. And if you've got any requests in terms of any altcoins, fire them in comments. As usual, let me know where you're all from, and then we'll get cracking on which stream once we get a few people in. Right, we've got a few in now. We'll crack on with some Bitcoin price analysis. We'll probably come back to it within the next 5-6 minutes as well once we've gone through it. So currently it's still range bound within this. This is a high range, medium range, a lower range of that entire move. Obviously 31k being the lower range where we've pretty much spiked off twice, and 40,800 being the high range. Actually, quite uncertain territory. I mean, you could say we're forming a little bit of a bull flag here. We have rejected off 40,800 3 times now. Today, as well, if you're unaware, there's my Twitter. This is going on. So FOMC meeting today, which is a Fed's interest rate decision, the FOMC statement, FOMC predictions, and Fed Powell speaks. And you know what happens when Powell speaks? It can be quite volatile times for Bitcoin. So just monitor at this, well, I'm in UK, so that'll be towards this evening when he's speaking, so we may get some price reactions, and if he adds a little bit of FUD in for Bitcoin, this is a potential setup I've got lined up. And if we do get a bit of a, some news saying, I don't know, they're banning Bitcoin, or they're going to increase taxes, or anything to do with Bitcoin in a negative way, it would have a negative effect on the price. So I'm looking at this potential setup if any bad news comes. I mean, obviously if it's bullish, we're going to start shooting up towards that 45k range, but I do think that this is a potential setup dropping down to that 37k region. We've also got that mid-range around 35k. I would prefer a breakout to the upside. I mean, I've got that set up there, but I've said on other streams, I'm still looking for a breakout to 42k, a retest of 40,800 as support, and then push on. So that's a setup I would prefer. But it just depends on what goes on this FOMC meeting today. We do know when Powell speaks, fires up print and starts banging a load of dollars out, it usually can be quite negative for Bitcoin. So let's just monitor that today. But in terms of price analysis on Bitcoin, I mean, we've had not much going on pretty much since 14th of June. So you're talking 2 days of sideways action. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, over the last 4 weeks now, we have been pretty much going sideways, but on the lower time frames, if you're going down to the let's go down to the hourly, yeah, not much going on really. It's pretty much glued to this top level of that range. So let's wait and see what goes on with this meeting this afternoon. Like I said, but not much to report on Bitcoin today. Hopefully we can either get that break to the upside or break to the downside and then go on and target. I think whichever happens, I think we are going to target that 45k region next week or so. So yeah, not much to talk about on Bitcoin. So let's have a look at Ethereum. I'm guessing it's pretty much same. As you can see, we are trapped within that upper range and that medium range. Use that area of support quite a lot. 1, 2, probably at least 10 times I've used that 2200 region as a nice level of support. Morning everyone in chat. I'm still bearish until we cross 42k with on. Yeah, I could imagine that reason why, mate. Will Bitcoin go up or down? I just said two potential scenarios there. Depends if any FUD comes out of this meeting this afternoon with Fed. If it does, I can see us bouncing to this region. If it doesn't, if it's bullish, we're going to test 42 and 45k. But let's see how that news appears. But yeah, back to Ethereum. Actually, let's just look at the dominance. Bitcoin dominance is still lingering around that 45% region. We've been up and we've tested it twice now. Double top there on the 4 hour time frame, so we may get a little bit of a sell off here. we are kind of glued to that region. I'm still thinking that BTC is going to go on a run and burn the Satoshi pairs, and that will pretty much take us back up to this region. Oh God. So yeah, Ethereum BTC looking, Ethereum USDT looking okay. Not much going on there. Sideways action. If you're looking for buys, I think if it does drop, this will probably act to some nice support at 2200, that region. Should just mark it up. Wonder what that is in terms of a fib. Nowhere near anything, is it? Depends how well it holds up. You might get some orders filled at 2400, but depends how nasty that, if any news comes out, it might get some filled at 2300. When would you go back in alts after confirm or take cheap prices now? I've been in alts all the way through, to be honest, mate. I don't really look to accumulate. I was quite fortunate to buy all my major bags back in around June last year. So I'm not too interested about accumulating, to be honest. I've got bags I'm happy with, so I've not really been swapping with BTC and alts. What I will be doing is, when I believe we're coming towards the end of a cycle, which I don't believe we have yet, I will then be swapping some of my alts into BTC, but I'm not too worried about accumulating on the lower time frames. I'll mainly look at a Bitcoin dominance on my weekly. Look at this setup I've got here. There's not many times I will be swapping into BTC or alts over the course of 3 years, really. I mean, I'm looking for a drop down to these regions to convert some alts into BTC and then ride that wave back up here over the course of the next bull market. I don't think we're in a bull market, so I'm holding my alts. Obviously, Satoshis will be getting burnt and fried over the lower time frames, maybe for a few months, but as a holder, long-term holder, I'm not fussed about that. So it's up to you, mate. If you swap to BTC, then just monitor this chart. I think we could get a potential setup like this and push up to 52% before we do drop again. So that's a bit of a setup I've got, but in terms of swapping, I've not done it, to be honest. I have got a bit of BTC on my side, but that's in case Satoshis do get absolutely wrecked. Nothing major though. Your thoughts on DGB and Reef? I used to be a big bag holder of DGB. Let's have a look. I've not looked at Digibyte for ages. So I was a bag holder of Digibyte down pretty much from here, August of 2020. No, even before that, probably 19. And I held all the way around it. And I think I sold on this pump here, so I was up about 400-500%. I was looking to get back in, but then it just took off and I missed that massive pump. It's an old asset, DGB. It's been around a long time. It's got quite a big Dutch community of developers on the blockchain. I like what they're doing, but like I say, I've just some more projects I prefer more than any other at the minute. In terms of my top 5, you need to have a look at my watch list to the right hand side here. Zilliqa, VeChain, Polkadot, RSR, and Caps is one of my favourite projects at the minute too. I know you do keep mentioning PDEX every stream, don't you? Let's have a look at it. I'm taking it. Is it going to be more like an exchange or more like a decentralized exchange, a bit like Uniswap, or is it going to be like an actual? Oh, it has an order book, doesn't it? So it wouldn't say that is. It's quite a cool website. I like all these Polka setups. All the websites are class. Polkadex Mobile looks quite cool. Has this token been released yet? Yeah, it does look cool, this. Tell me where we can buy it. So look at my Telegram. $16,000 members. Get.io Uniswap, $22. Supply only 2 million, is that right? Qcoin, yeah, Qcoin decent exchange, 2150. I've written it down anyway, Melissa, so I'll go and I'll have a look later on. Is that right? Supply at 1.96 million? 20 million. Still low, isn't it, that? I'll have a look at that later on, mate, and I'll let you know. But yeah, from the offset, it looks decent. Right, what other alts we're going to have a look at? What we got in the chat? XP. Bloody, I've not looked at that for a long time. I remember that massive dump it had. I think I actually held some at one point. Yeah, I remember it around here. I remember when I think that when it first listed, didn't it? And bang, pretty much died off. Look at my 4-hour time frame. So very similar to most of the alts, it is pretty much range bound. So we're currently at 237. Really the first target is to get breakthrough is attacking this wick here, but we're at 247. Just putting a little bit of a bearish spin on this, and if it does manage to have a retracement, because look at this entire move and no retracement really. So if we do drop from this region, if you can see double tweezers top there, and you're looking for some buys, you could target this region here, maybe 210, and maybe even down towards this golden ratio. But if you're looking at this region here, quite a lot of trading within that area, so that just shows some support. So if you're looking for buys, I think 210 all the way down to $2, probably a decent area, but we're really looking to attack that major resistance there. So you got a potential setup down here, and then try and break through and try and attack that resistance at 248 and push on to 267. It's looking quite bullish there on the 4-hour time frame. MACD is in bullish territory. RSI, to be honest, is coming towards an overbought, but that's what we want. We want it up in towards that red zone and start pushing on. But as you can see, we have pretty much wicked into that red zone, so we may get a sell-off on this time frame down to that 210 region if the market does allow. KSM had a bit of a sell-off since last time, haven't we? So there was an uptrend. We was creating some higher lows, but this is pretty much very close to invalidating that higher low. So slightly bearish here. Yesterday we had this Fibonacci on, and we're looking for some buys on this trend line, but as you can see, it's dropped right through that trend. So yeah, that's not too good, to be honest. But I mean, if you look at it over in the grand old scheme of things, so look at on this move from that bottom to that top. Yeah, we've come down to that 78% retracement level from this entire move here, which it has pretty much come back up. So I think if you're looking for buys, I think within this range, if you look at that area there, lots of wicks of support, support all the way through here, support on that wick, support there. So that just show that 385 is a solid level. We did lose it for a little bit, we've come back straight up, and I think if you're looking for buys, that's probably a decent region to place some orders or market buy, to be honest. I mean, you could, this is why I never use trend lines, because it can be quite manipulative. Look at that, we're still trending up if you put it there, but you could say we have created a higher low there, higher low, and just about creating a higher low. So in terms of structure, still slightly bullish. We are trending up, and if you're looking for buys, I think it's a solid level to buy at 385. First major target to break through is 536, and then we've obviously got them and all-time highs at 626. Buddy, can you have a look at Chungus coin? What the fuck is Chungus coin? Chungus. I just want to have a look at this for a laugh. Ah, typical. Yeah, it's definitely not on. I won't be looking at that one. What else we got? Chiliz. I bought some Chiliz the other day. Oh, actually up. So I did a video the other day, which I'm going to be doing a weekly update on Chiliz now. And I bought here around 32, 33 cent. So look how much I'm up to a minute. If I can find it. I'm up 10%, so what benefit of analysing Chiliz each week, I thought I'd buy some. So I bought some at 32.3 cent. We're currently up $220, up 10%. So I'm looking to hold that long term, and every week when we do some analysis on Chiliz, what I will do is show you my profit loss and see how far we can get that spot trade up to. So far up 10%. In terms of price analysis though, let's have a look at this in time move now. Still pretty much, well, this was a lower range that I was looking at. Let's get rid of that. We was range bound for a while, but we peaked up. That's when I bought just below there because I thought we were going to push up, but we rejected quite heavily. If we look at that in terms of a rejection, we did a golden ratio retracement to an absolute T, 3 weeks there, picked up that liquidity and then pushed up. And now we're on a bit of a fresh move now, so if you're looking for some buys, we'll have a look at this bottom here to its current top. We could come back down and test this high range at 33 cents, so maybe if you're looking for some buys, 33, 32 and 30 cent could be some good areas for you to place orders. If we did drop from these regions down to here and then push back up towards that 618 ratio there, so 618 to 618, so you're talking 30 cent up to 43 in terms of a price gain. You're looking at a 43% jump there, so that's a potential setup. We are coming slightly overbought on the outside, but the MACD is still around mid-ground. We've had a bullish cross down here yesterday, so let's hope we can maintain that and start to push on. So yeah, I'm quite bullish long term on Chiliz. Still got a lot more fan tokens to come out. We just had the Argentina fan token too. Do you think Bitcoin will drop to test support at 37k? Yeah, that's also a possibility, mate. I mean, you could say there's support at 38k. There's a lot of wicks around that region, but we've got Federal Reserve talking today in USA. Powell speaking, and he can throw some shite at Bitcoin. So I've got a potential setup here on Bitcoin. If it's bad news and he's banning one of the states on fucking doing Bitcoin or something, you know, they can post any type of crap to affect the price, and that's a potential scenario that I've got set up with Bitcoin. I might actually look to long that position on 37k. So let's put a bit of a long position there. We'll have a stop loss on that mid-range, about 3.6%. And then we'll go up and try and target 42k. So 15% move there from that 37k with no leverage. Enter at 37k. And then we'll go and target at 0.27. Maybe put 3, 4, 5 times leverage on it, and let's see what goes on from that. Luna. I've got Luna on here somewhere. Need to sort this list out, it's massive. I've got Luna. So Luna looks a little bit toppy here. RSI is around mid-range, so that's nothing to worry about. But if you're looking at MACD, we have a potential bearish cross coming, and the MACD itself, the histogram, seems like it's running out of steam. And if you look here, I mean, it does look like it's quite toppish. Every time we get a bit of a toppish like that, we do get a drop. So we had a bit of a top here and we dropped. So in terms of short term, it's looking like we could get some orders filled if you're looking at this entire move here. We had those double tweezer tops we have rejected, and I think if you're looking for some buys, if you look at these moves, we had quite savage pullbacks all the way up. So 618 buying looks potentially like it could happen down at this region. So if you're looking for some buys, $5.80 potentially drop down to that region. Obviously we've done that move up, impulse move down to that 618 and then go up and test some new highs, because if you zoom out, we are still range bound. We've tested this bottom level several times now, so that to me does show its bottom. I can't see it's come back down to that region at $5 again, so that is a bit of a setup there, potential 580, and then look to target these extensions. So you got 732, and then we've got pretty much a top of all these wicks here at 791. Thanks for that, Fern, mate. It's actually hard getting videos pushed out at the minute to new audiences, because YouTube seems to put a bit of a ban on crypto YouTubers, as in, like, it's okay if you search for something specific, but I mean, crypto videos used to come on your homepage of YouTube, but now they don't. I'm not sure if it's a short-term thing, but views over YouTube have just massively decreased. But hopefully we're here for long term anyway, so we will grow nice and steadily. We're not growing as quick as we used to do, but that's just due to YouTube not pushing out content, but it is what it is, isn't it? Can have a look at Engine. I used to trade Engine when I had a bit more time. Let's have a zoom out first on the weekly. As you can see, a lot of altcoins did look like this. We had a lot of alts did perform new all-time highs, and then we had that massive overbought RSI, and then we dropped. If you're looking at a weekly on the MACD, bearish cross, but I mean, there's a significant, or should I say significant, slight chance that we could start to push back up here. But in terms of that, we was pretty much sideways for about 3 years, and then massive growth over the course of the last 6 months. But dropping to a daily, in a bullish phase on the daily. I mean, we do know that we had a massive drop from them highs. Did a 82% drop, which was nasty. The lows was all the way down at 73 cents. It's quite a nasty one, that, considering we're being up to the highs of $3.99, not quite $4. But on the daily time frame, we are creating a higher low here. So that, in terms of structure, is good. We are starting to push up. Not sure what I red line there for. We're not really range bound on this time frame. If we go down to 4 hour, yeah, we've seen a little bit of growth here. I mean, we did create some new highs local. We've had quite a big pullback. If you're looking though on this current 4 hour candle, it's pushing up to 150. So we'll look at some potential buys. Zooming on that MACD. MACD was coming towards a bit of a downshift. As you can see, it's not the best indicator, MACD, but it does give you a general picture of the market. I think over a high time frame it's a lot better, but as you can see, a lot of people would have been potentially selling there because we had a top here, and then it has just started to push to the upside. So it's not always the best indicator, because to me, I would have said, right, look, we are about to form a top here, and you would have expected a down towards that region, but somebody who done a nice buy, or some news has pushed out and it is pushing up. We're currently rejecting off that high region there, which is, if you look at all these wicks here, a lot of wicks that have rejected off this region and use as support. So 150, it's quite a psychological area as well. If you look at round numbers like $1, $1.50, $2, they're all psychological areas which we are busting through at a minute. But if we do reject off this region now, you might fill some orders down at 137, but depends if it could push up here. We could push our way up to this region here. So if we just put fib up, if we push up to that region, we might turn that to support down at 150. So if you're looking for potential buys, we could bust up, test this region, come back down to 150, and then you might push back up on from that region. But yeah, on a good move at a minute. So if you're looking for buys, I'd still target around this 137 region. I've not looked at ADA yet. Have I looked at Woo Trade? Oh no, I don't think I will be either, man. Alright, ADA. Well, I should have played out. Last time I did some price analysis on ADA, I was looking at a long here. I was looking at that entire move for 61% retracement, which we've done. And I've obviously not looked at the charts and missed that trade, but that would have been a nice long, that would have been. That was 22% with no leverage. Stop loss would have not been hit, so that would have been a successful trade. But hey ho, can't win them all. So it is looking a bit like Chop City, really, isn't it? Let's just bring that line down to there and bring this line up to here. We'll put a mid-range in, which is around there. So yeah, in terms of ADA, not much going on in terms of price action. Range bound like a lot of altcoins. Well, we're currently priced at 156. We know that we've been up to 247. Not a million miles away from our all-time highs. I think now is a good time that we're pretty much in the accumulation phase before the next major leg up. Short term, we may have a little bit of downward pressure, but if we look at this in terms of any investment levels on the 4-hour time frame, you could look at this 618 level, which ties in with that mid-range. So buys within 45, 145 region, could be a nice region before we then go up and attack these wicks around here. So in terms of impulse move up, 61% retracement, and then we'll go up and target these wicks around here. Will be the first potential setup. So let's monitor that. Let's see if we can open a long from that position. We'll have a long position there, so at 145. Tight stop loss, maybe 5%. Well, I'll tell you what, we'll have a stop loss there on that wick, so if it did come down to there, and then we'll have a potential 18% setup. So we'll drag it all up to that negative 618 or 170. So let's see if we can get in at 145. I might set an alert on that, and then see if we can ride it up to 177. Have you got a position in TEL? No, I've not, mate. I used to hold TEL probably, I don't know, 18 months, 2 years ago when it first come out. That's a major FUD. I can't remember what, but I managed to sell before it happened. I didn't make much, probably 20-30%, nothing major. I never looked at it again. I've done some price analysis on before. What the hell is this music? So Altcoin, major growth like a lot of altcoins. In terms of the bottom there, pretty much from April all the way up to the highs. We did a 1,265% too, which is a fair old move. But now looks like we're consolidating within this high range there. Low range down here. We've had a double bottom recently, and it's pushed back up straight away. That looks like an instant sell by an instant buy of the same order, so I'd ignore that. But looking at its latest move, I think if you're looking for some buys on TEL, I think you can get on Qcoin, so you can set some orders. Maybe look at this region at 3.1 cent, and we do know my favourite golden ratio down here, 2.9 cent. That could be a decent area for you to buy. and then targets to push through. You've got to look at 3.5, 3.7, and the ultimate target is breaking through that 4 cent barrier. I think once you break above that, there's not much liquidity or trading within that range, so I think we should pretty much shoot back up to all-time highs fairly quick. But I think 4 cent will be a major reason for you to push through. If you join the stream a little bit late, just be aware that this is happening today. Mainly this one, Fed Pal speaks, 2:30 US time ET. So just be wary of that, because Bitcoin could have a bit of a dumpies. That's a potential setup I've got on Bitcoin if you're joining the stream late. 37k I'm looking at. We haven't, I mean, you could say we're forming a bit of a bull flag here. Nothing too major yet. So I'm either looking for two setups, either looking for a rejection to 37k to long that, or I'm looking for a break up to 42k, a retest of 40,800, and I'm long from there. So two potential setups I'm looking at. What do you think about Umbrella Network? I've heard of it, not looked into it, mate. Issue is, there's that many projects these days and that many exchanges, it's hard to keep on top of them all, and I don't do crypto full time, so it's hard to keep on top of them all. There's must be 100 new projects coming out each day, so I try not to look into too many because it's a bit mental. What's the background music? It's hard finding background music because I fucking get loads of copyright shite against me. What is that? On Spotify, royalty free chill hop by Grant Bennett. Nice and chilled out for a Wednesday morning. Well, like every morning. You've opened a long on Chiliz. How high can it go? Well, it's definitely going to go back to all-time highs, but it's short term. I've got a little bit of a bearish scenario on that, to be honest, but I mean, it's looking good, really. I mean, we need to get up and target this region around here with that 618 level. If we do get up and target this region, and we've got a lot of rejections off this, a lot of support area, and then rejection off there, and we need to really start pushing up to 43 cents. So I mean, this move could hold up to 43 cent, but let's just see. It's currently up 9% today. BTC pair is doing well as well. I bought some Chiliz the other day. I'm going to be doing an update on Chiliz every week, so if you are subscribed to the channel, get your notifications on, because Chiliz will be coming here every week now. As well as Theta, I did a price analysis video on Theta yesterday, so I'll be trying to do one of them each week as well. I'm not looking at Omi, mate, because it's been absolutely savage. That chart is very much diabolical. Yeah, that's just, it's like the slowest drug pill known to man. It looks quite savage, right? I mean, it looks like constant sell-off. Personally, I wouldn't be investing in that, mate. Let's just take a quick look at caps. I know I talk about caps a lot, but it's one of my favourite assets. I mean, it's a new asset, currently 16 cent. We're currently using this region here as support. 1, 2, 3, 4 wicks at that range. We're currently sat right on that support, so it could bounce up here. But if you're looking for some buys on this and you're new to caps, and I think it's definitely one you should check out. Maybe down at 15.2 if this support doesn't hold up. I've already had a look at Swipe, mate. How's the Fear and Greed Index doing today, actually? Slightly down from yesterday, with 38 yesterday. Slightly gone back into the orange a bit here. Frontier. Never heard of that one. Ah, Frontier I have. Never heard this one. 100 million supply. Where we're trading. Binance. Use Qcoin charter. $0.81. Is that the right chart? Yeah, it is. You know, that's had a big sell-off, hasn't it? Did it hit up at 869? $6.99, 88% from them highs. Yeah, that looks quite nasty, doesn't it? Currently trading within this area where we did before that major pump. It's looking quite bearish, to be honest, mate. I don't know anything about fundamentals of projects, so I can't really say, but I mean, we've had a decent bit of a rally recently, and we've come back down and done that. At 78% retracement, which would say to me I think that's a bottom now. Probably ready to move on, but looking at MACD, looking quite bearish. Had a bearish cross there outside mid ground, so not much to analyse on that other than it's on the floor. It's probably on the ways up from there if the fundamentals are still in key. BTC is still holding on to that 40k region, isn't it? Looking on a 4-hour time frame here, but we just had a bit of a bearish cross. Doesn't signify much really because we're just going sideways, but not much going on there, is there? Let's see what happens this afternoon with the OMC malarkey. Ziliki's on a bit of a decent run today. Let's have a look at any news, see what is in the news going on today. That's why Chiliz has been doing well. So I can't believe Shiba's got a listing on Coinbase, to be honest. But a lot of people are massive into his meme coins, aren't they? Good for Chiliz though. Polkadot as well on Coinbase. That's had a decent pump recently. Let's have it on. Minister says it's too early to use Bitcoin for wages. Obviously, I've only just agreed with it, haven't I? I'm interested to see that volcano mine up and running. What do you think about unfed? I'm holding some Federal Reserve. About 50% down on that hold, to be honest. Had a really bad release, really, didn't it? I think they were saying up to 1000% APR, and people are actually getting about 1% or something daft like that. It's not looked too good, to be honest, down there, as it had a major pullback. I think it was 92%. Fundamentally, though, the project is sound. Shit happens sometimes with new crypto projects, and you know how impatient investors are. They didn't like what they saw at the beginning and pretty much sold it off, and then due to them selling off, they fell into it thinking, oh, that's the end, and it just sold off further and further, didn't it? But in terms of fundamentals, yeah, it's sound. It's a decent project. Only a little bit of a sell-off here from this latest move. So maybe if you're looking for some buys, are we trading on Qcoin? Let's have a look. Yes, we are. Uniswap getting most of the volume, but let me try again. In terms of if you're looking to buy some, if you're looking to set some orders, we've had that double tweezer top there, coming down to this 382 level, and it's pretty much bounced off that region. If though it does get further sell up, you might get some orders filled at 15 cent. But I think any orders under 20 cents is a solid buy, and hold that long term. We do know we've been up to $1.70. It'll definitely go back above there at some stage in the future. So if you're bullish on the fundamentals, buy now, hold long term, and I think you'll be laughing. FTT, I've heard quite a few people talking about another exchange coin, isn't it? I've never used XTX, and a lot of decent traders who I follow on Twitter use FTX. Personally, I'm more of an investor, so I just use Binance. I know the fees are a lot less on FTX, but I should really check it out at some stage. Yeah, definitely, mate. If you hold it for long term, I think you'll be sounder. What do you think of B-Pro? I've not looked into it, but it's been savage as well, I think. Yeah, I did some price analysis on this yesterday on the live stream, and I said we're just pretty much in accumulation zone now. We did a lot of accumulation within this range back in March before we had that major pop to the upside, which was a major pop. Must have some bullish news, and fundamentally, I don't know anything about it, but if you're happy with fundamentals, time to buy is now. Can't see us dropping any lower on that, to be honest. We've had a base there, which we bounced off 3 times, so to be honest, can't see it dropping any much further than that. I've never looked at Space Chain, mate. Space Chain. Oh, that chart. That chart is horrible. Old coin now, 90% down from them all-time highs. To be honest, if it's been around that long, and I've been in crypto for 6 years, I've not heard of it, then I probably wouldn't be looking at it again. Thoughts on Pluton recently? Buy it, hold it long term. It's a solid asset, Pluton. If we just have a look at the Tether chart, same as what I just said with B-Pro, it's in that consolidation zone. We do know it's been up to $55. It's been around 6 years, Pluton. I think they've got a partnership to build a wallet with an exchange at some point in the future, so that's going to be bullish. Staking, passive income, it's got it all. Massively undervalued at the minute. Low supply, so the pumponomics or tokenomics look sound. Any buys around $5 I think is solid. We've been actually up to about $30 this year. Had some major news there that pushed us up. I'm doing a video probably tomorrow or Thursday. What day is it? Wednesday, probably today or tomorrow, on the staking aspect of Pluton. I think it's one of those low caps which you should be looking at for long-term growth. It's a solid company and we are looking to expand. If you look on Veracity here, this last pump before we had a pullback and pushed up, we'll mark that up because of that. There at 0.008 acted as some pretty much support within this region. Can't believe it's still valued at 1 cent, to be honest. 1.5 cent, that is crazy, considering it's been up to 5. I just want to look at that supply on Veracity actually, see what's going on there. $10 billion. So it's not too bad. I think got quite a big partnership with Riot Games or something like that. You could say it's consolidating a little bit now, yeah. I mean, if you ignore that area. have that as a high range there. Rejection, 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 rejection. Probably just shove that up a little bit as a lower support. You got mid range within around there, which we use as support. So I mean, maybe if you're looking for some buys on this, we can get on. Can you get on Qcoin? Yes, you can. So it looks like we're coming down to test 0.0150. That's probably a good area for you to buy. Key area is breaking above 1.8 cent. I think once you break above that, I think the market should react quite well and start to push on. Right, I think I'm going to wrap it up today anyway. If you're new to this channel, make sure that you're subscribed. I'll be doing a stream again tomorrow and Friday, covering just general Bitcoin analysis and any alts or whatever you want me to talk about, or just might do a bit of a different stream tomorrow, just do any crypto related questions rather than price analysis. But yeah, jump back on tomorrow and we'll talk some shite. So thanks for tuning in. If you're not in my Telegram already, jump in. There's a link in the pinned comment, and I'll catch you next time.